Hi, friends. My name is host Eric. I am the host of Talking with Festival. Unsettled in the Still of the Evening is the title of this video. My first title was Answer or Cancer, a game show. Which, if you get the answer wrong, they infect you with cancer. Hi, Lantern. Please excuse the coughing. So why am I unsettled in the still of the evening? Well, the short answer is pretty straightforward. It's an introverted. Yeah, the cherry popped up. It's a shallow bowl. So the way that plays out is as follows. If I don't pull the bowl all the way through, like it's too big of a pull for me, like that one was, and when I stop pulling, it usually pops out. I fixed it. I got to have a delicious pineapple. Hi, Jerry. I've eaten a lot of pineapple today. Almost a whole pineapple myself. Rachel had a few pieces. My dad. I don't think my dad even had one piece. So I ate almost a whole pineapple myself. Peacocks are very busy right now with their squawking. It's squawking time. At 8 p.m., the peacocks put on the song that they like that goes, it's squawking time. You don't have to perch up in the tree, but you shouldn't stay down near the ground. Listen to me make them squawk more. Ready? Here we go. By blowing this conch shell, I can provoke the peacocks to squawk. Listen. See? I made the peacocks honk. They said, oh, that sounds like another peacock. Sort of. Close enough. Probably is. Sounds like a box of demons. What is in that box? It's making so much noise. Oh, it's a box of demons. Who ordered a box of demons? And why? Well, Damon said he was, short on demons. Yeah, I am feeling restless. I'm feeling unsettled in the still of the evening. There's stuff that we're trying to get done, and I'm gonna make some good progress on it. I'll share it with you a little bit of what we're working on there, Rachel. So we've decided to do a video that's based on the idea of what Frank James does, and some other people do too. This 16 types as meow, right? 16 types as teachers, 16 types as, yeah. Well, I thought about it for a while. What would be a good one to do? And I settled on 16 types as 16 types pitching movies to a producer. No. Countess Angatir is going to pretend to ignore me. So that you can accuse him of ignoring me so that he can then pay attention to you. Well, they do have a wide variety of calls, including the one that Pete makes at us when we're feeding him or when he wants us to feed him. He gives us his encouraging cluck, cluck, after each one. Like, okay, I'm ready for another one. It's cool. I like him. Okay, what was I about to talk about, though? Or say something? Or I was about to, yeah. You're going on a Pokemon quest. You're going on a Pokemon quest. Oh, right. I was going to read that. Think of it. All right. So this is, first one I'll read is ENFP. Okay. All right. This is the ENFP pitching a movie. See what you guys think about it. I just gotta make my windows more ergonomic before I begin. Okay. Mr. Eisner can't lose mega hit. Wildly undersells this screenplay. Let me just say this right out of the gate. It's going to be huge. And I know it's a short pitch. Sister Act, but with homeless people instead of nuns, and dancing instead of singing, and Kristen Bell instead of Whoopi Goldberg. So, okay, Jessie's our hero. She's a 30-something woman of color. She's fierce, she's vegan, she's fabulous. And with her PhD in dance now completed, it's time for Jess to change the world. Curtain. Jess is having brunch with Alan. She explains her research grant hasn't been renewed. Can't you see it, Jessie? Implores Alan. That college of yours hates you. Scene. Dumpster fort. Here's where we meet the rest of the members of the team. It's a bunch of homeless people. At first, everybody hates them, but not Jessie. Dance, she knows, has the power to turn Skid Row into Front Row. Besides, these drunks, whores, and psychos are not regular homeless people. They're Jessie's own personal homeless people. So she knows she's going to give as much of her sparkle as she needs, and the power of dance is going to do the rest. She's encouraged. After practice, she hypes up the team. The bank can't foreclose on any of you guys, she tells them, and none of the other teams can say that. Anyway, after a lot of work, the team qualifies for and wins the big contest. Everyone's high-fiving left and right. But when someone tries to congratulate Jessie for helping the homeless, the tap-dancing OxyContin addict, Maria, is the one who answers. And she teaches us all an important lesson. Who are you calling homeless? Maria demands. We ain't called that never again. Because this here dance troupe goes by the name Home More. And you just got served. I've got Paramount is bidding on this right now. I've got Disney. So if you want to make this happen right now today, you can. You just got to pull the trigger on it because this is not going to be here long. So that's my ENFP one. I believe ultimately, I think Rachel's going to do both of these ones. I've got some other ones I want to do. Here's the INFJ one. Now, note here that in making these things, I'm more trying to evoke the character in the ideas than necessarily in the acting part, although I'll try to do INFJ. They're pretty straightforward. So the movie's called Surprise Twist. It stars Johnny Depp as Dawson and Billie Eilish as his love interest, Dana. Mario Lopez would be ideal for Rudy, but any Mexican will do in a pinch. Oh, and the pouting boy. He's a show-stealing CGI rascal, a jive-talking muskox with a heart of gold. Okay, so let's go right into it. Scene 1. Dawson's fingering the sweet and low. He hints at something. Rudy, his eyes widen. Are you talking about the Cuban ambassador? Asked Ruby. I've already said too little, answers Dawson. So when Rudy's mother brings the salad course, Rudy immediately knows she's hiding something. For God's sakes, Mother! What if you say nothing? And I believe you. And it's all lies. Also, we didn't order these salads. Scene 2. Rudy and Dawson both go to Dana's work. They stand on either side of her, each yelling into one of her ears. They pepper the girl with angry questions, but they never let her answer. So she gets fed up and calls her manager. Their questions are ambiguous, she complains. Everyone else finally understands. Dawson's either late for swimming or he's early for empanadas, so he storms off to get some answers. Rudy watches him. Is this an opportunity for Rudy to get some questions? Now the pouting boy is at last alone with Dana. I guess there wasn't a twist after all, she says nervously. But there was no reason to be nervous. Both Dana and the muskox laugh and laugh until the sun sets. What do you think? Will you produce my movie? Now you're justifying. I know you're lying, but you're justifying. And you are crying when you're whining with your hat. Who is my mind and Kai and die and wine? I think that I'm applying my trade today. Thanks, Countess. I really appreciate that. So we've got concepts for the other ones already. I just have to write them out. No, you must have missed the part. At the beginning, she articulates the characters. There's Johnny Depp as Dawson, Billie Eilish as his love interest Dana, Mario Lopez, ideally for Rudy, and the pouting boy is a show-stealing CGI rascal, a jive-talking muskox with a heart of gold. Thanks, Jerry, like the mouse. So we're gonna try to try. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try. Of course, I never have any. The pouting boy is a jive-talking muskox with a heart of gold. So probably, I guess is the answer to that. That makes sense that he probably would be. Understandably. I wonder how different a muskox is from a regular ox. If you ordered from me, Amber Thrasher arriving with the thunder, boom! Thank you, Amber Thrasher, you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. You make me feel like Frank James. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to pull I'm going to transubstantiate a bonger for you. What are we smoking tonight, Amber Thrasher? Let me tell you. We are smoking a little something called Paris OG. Parasogene. It's from Wonderland. This is a official weed store, not a gray market store. It's a white market store. It is bong ripping time, yeah. And this is the one they recommended. You want to smell it? Smells pretty good. It's pretty dank, as they say, as the young people say. It is notated as nighttime indica, which is usually indication that it's pretty heavy. But one of the problems with the nighttime indica potentially is that it's also, well, if you get a heavy weed in general, you run the risk of being a headachy weed as well. Some heavy weeds are headachy. Not this one. Not this one at all. And Amber, I think you're going to enjoy the generally smooth smokiness of it. It's not that coffee. Let's give it a shot, shall we? I drank some Tangier more. Arbitrage. It's called double transubstantiated ambidextrous. A transubstantiated going in, a transubstantiated going out too. So you might get a second wave of high right after the first one. You know, there are some dogs that have exactly the same colorings as cows. I wonder if you could get a big enough one of those, if you could fool somebody into thinking they were getting a cow when they were really getting a dog. Honestly, imaging, I think you mean. Hi, Rachel, precious angel Apollosa, glorious wonder of the heavens. I do hope the angels are currently sprinkling sprinkles on you, the colorful kinds. But I don't want them to give you any of their dust. Okay? If angels try to give you dust, say no. It's the one thing you cannot trust an angel to give you. Oh, sure. They've got spirit, they've got wings. But that doesn't mean they aren't subject to messing up their eternal lives on angel dust. The thing is this. For you or I, maybe we might get intoxicated by smoking marijuana or drinking alcohol. For an angel to get high, they've got to do a lot of angel dust. That's where it comes from. You're heading in, and thank you, Few. I don't want the dust. You're heading in or out? I hear you. It seems like. Oh, you're heading out here. Yeah, okay. I think of here is out and there is in. Hello, my wonderland of glory.
Hello. So I feel like I'm like really a California person now that I have like cheap set of
your very own ordered by yourself flip flops.
Yeah, and then I have the pretty flip flops for dressing things up.
Coolio. Well, you know where we're gonna have to go. Hopefully next week, maybe that we open. I don't know. Rachel and I are going to the Wizard of Bras.
We really need to. My testicles are getting biblical, so.
Yeah, she's got titty confinement disorder where her bras are too small.
But this dress wasn't.
That dress does not look too small. It's like a Hawaiian dress. Did you get it in the mail?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Well, maybe.
Did you like to show the people what you got?
Sure.
Bring it over here. Or I can turn this way. It's fine. Can you come here, though, to put it?
Sure. I got this.
I'll move this thing over. Yeah. That's a Hawaiian dress? It's like Hawaiian Punch, but in dress form. See, it doesn't have sequins. No, it's just all white and yellow colors.
Yeah, it's like a cami dress. I think that's what they call it, a maxi cami dress. So I can put it on. I also got this from Old Navy as well.
It's sequin free.
I got
This red dress here.
It's
Here, you want me to hold that?
yeah.
You go stand over there and all.
Yeah, that way they can see.
Let me explain to I'm the designer and I'll explain. You're the model. I'll explain this article. All right. So what I've done is I've drawn different shades of burgundy and maroon, and I've used as a canvas a draping loose, cottony, silky fabric. It's just wonderful.
Thanks, Pete.
As you can see,
Pete agrees.
I've included a cat in the runway show. Make it more authentic. So you know I've got authentic humans. A kitty pageant winner.
I love you too. Oh, my P&P.
What a good P&P.
What good. Such a good P&P. Yeah.
Oh, meow. What a wonderful meow.
Thank you, Pee-Pee.
That is such a good and true meow.
And then I got...
Let's see what else we got.
This was the other dress that I got. The old
yes.
one. Same thing.
And if we ever want to sneak onto an army base, it's the same color as army clothes.
Yeah. That's a
I bet this one.
It's just a black t-shirt, but I'm very happy with it. It's like good quality.
Not all black t-shirts are created equal.
No, you know this.
Yeah, some t-shirts I hate the way they fit on me for no reason other than they seem to fit on me terribly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Inside Out, but that's what's nice about it. It has like a rounded edge, so it's a little rounded in the front.
Well, you know what, Rachel? Someday when we're rich, we're gonna just shop at New Navy.
Cool.
Get all the brand new fashions. Because while I like these clothes, you got to know that fashion is always about what's new, what's forward thinking, what's tomorrow. I think we should both be wearing runway couture or runway chic. You know, like those crazy ass things that make no sense as clothes, but are just for fashion purposes.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, my boo boo boo. I love running to you when it's an accident. Are you hungry? Has she eaten?
Yeah, I gave her food.
Have we eaten?
Not really.
Okay, I'm not that hungry right now.
I'm not that hungry either. I've been sort of pecking at shit. I ate the rest of this pineapple.
Oh, good.
Sandwich. We can get McDonald's later.
That's what I was thinking.
Sure. Yeah. Neptune. Nice to see you. The only things that don't go out of style are military chic and black.
You know it. Oh, sorry. Hello.
You know, Brandon, there's one more thing that doesn't go out of style. Me.
So
always
feisty.
Tomorrow's exciting new development. That's a good way to do a euphemism for your own lack of success. Look, one of the few people who's always tomorrow's exciting development. Oh yeah, I'm a style E3 zombie. I'm constantly in style. I'm as styling as a stylish style and stylized styling fashions. So something interesting happened earlier is I played some covers in an earlier live stream, and I played them on the guitar, right? And YouTube says, that the revenue from that live stream has to go to the authors of the songs. So they can now identify when you're playing covers, and that they'll basically make you not be able to monetize it because of that. What I've started to do a lot with streams or anything that seems questionable to me is just demonetize. Just demonetize videos willy-nilly. If there's any reason to, just demonetize it.
Hey everyone.
It's not an though, Lantern-esque, because I'm not gonna get in trouble or anything. It just when you like, for example, there's certain songs you can use. The owners of the songs, they made an arrangement with YouTube that says, yeah, if somebody uses it in their video, then I get the money from that video.
I'm sure that Justin Bieber's one of them.
And they
email the Anthrax.
And then YouTube gives you the ability to remove the offending section of audio, to leave it as it is, where they get the money, which is what I did. I mean, this doesn't bother me. I'm not offended by that. I don't think it's a bad thing that the author of those fastball songs, and there were 2 songs that I played covers. I played way more than 2 covers, but 2 of the covers I played triggered that YouTube thing. Well, I mean, Angus here, if you want to really get down to it, there should be no such thing as intellectual property.
This is true.
It's not property in any meaningful sense because...
Some people grow to stand on it.
Well, look. If I go into your store and I steal one of your bottles of Coke, you have one less bottle of Coke. Right. You know what, Lantern-esque is right on the money. It's not offending. They're just getting better at this shit. And I'm glad they are too. Because I see a potential for maybe someday I will be able to sort of officially be a song publisher who publishes some songs and maybe what? Neptune, come on. It's ridiculous. The thing is, YouTube is trying hard to find something that works. You know, it's like they're letting you self-report the content you have, and they're trying to incorporate that into the system, and you know. Well, look, Angus here. Note that to the extent that I make any money off my creative efforts, it's here. Some people who don't listen enjoy your apocalyptica. That's great. Oh, really? Did you outsmart me? Are you embarrassed on my behalf? Brandon, so-called Brandon. Why do you have your real name here, Neptune? Oh, I see. That was incredibly dense. I'm sorry. My incredible denseness has cost us both a bit of cringe. It's my bad, and I deserve your eye roll. You can roll them hard. You roll those eyes hard, Brandon, at me, because I totally deserve it for that. Cloud says, tell Countess to unblock me, Eric. Does anybody actually think that anybody obeys me? Has anybody ever seen anybody obey me? Like, Countess would obey me if I... Countess? No, you better unblock Cloud. It's so ridiculous. You know, I mean, the one person who did that most ridiculously was Courtney, the sort of the proto ESFP, the first ESFP that really was causing problems. Okay. Whoop. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Courtney would here comes telling people. It'd be like check Facebook and there'd be a message. It'd be like a video from Courtney. Eric, you need to talk to me, please. I need you to do something. Okay, what is it, Courtney? What's the problem? She's like, no. I said no. I really don't like it. And can you please tell him not to say that thing? I'm like, Courtney, are you telling on somebody to me?
That is a yes. ESFPs tell on people a lot. When I had cancer, an ESFP would be my same ESFP would be in my office every day. Hi, Zandy. Did you color your hair again? It looks pretty.
I don't have slaves, only reguits. No one actually listens to you, Eric. If they did, they wouldn't. You wouldn't have been having that debate rage over COVID. I know it's email that thanks. Thanks for rubbing it in. I appreciate it.
Boom.
I already know that nobody listens.
Already knew that. Already knew that.
Look, here's the thing, Waldo. I am somewhat torn by your general commentary because I feel you, dog. It's frustrating, but because I'm not currently irritated by a frustrating woman being frustrating, I'm not really. It's like, I guess I don't. It's like, I totally understand where you're coming from, and other moments sometimes I might feel that way as well, but not right now. So,
what's the deal?
He says he's talking about how difficult women can be, which is absolutely. He's being totally fair about it too. I agree with what you're saying; they can be difficult. Rachel's an unusually undifficult woman, which is to say, she's reasonable. She's not trying to cause problems unnecessarily.
Never.
And I don't want. I don't want to. I'm always trying to stay ahead of shit. Like I don't want to give her any reason to be upset. So,
No.
You know, what's an interesting dynamic between us is there's something implicit about the way I approach relationships. It seems to suggest I don't really mind being a little bit whipped if it's the right kind of like thing, you know.
I like to see checked. I like it as a little like. I don't think you're whipped.
No, I know I'm not whipped by any conventional understanding of the word. But what I'm saying is, Rachel and I are still in the process of getting increasingly comfortable with each other, such that we can authentically claim what is ours.
Yeah.
And that's for both of us, you know.
Yep.
I think as you increasingly authentically claim what is yours, you'll be more directive regarding what happens rather than always. I mean, the thing is, it's natural for you to default to the interface function, which is a responsive function. So you're looking for me to initiate an action, and you interface responsibly with me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I think you'll be more proactive and less reactive or responsive over time. And I see it happening. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. We're also learning the myriad complexities that are being with another person.
Yeah. There are complexities. It's not so bad with you.
Is apocalyptica like mean apocalyptic talk or apocalyptic arguments or something like that? Or worldviews? Let me look for it. Is it an actual vocabulary word or no? It's just a
band.
What does apocalyptica mean? Well, I mean, it would seem to be like, is it kind of the equivalent of delinaria finalia? You're familiar with delinaria finalia. Delinaria finalia is, what is going on out there? You hear stuff going on out there?
Yeah, people talking.
I mean, like, someone's walking around.
I don't hear.
I think it's like an animal walking.
Oh.
Where is my flashlight?
Inside.
Inside. No,
oh,
right here.
There it is. PP definitely saw something. I don't know if they get bears. I don't know if we get bears here.
Bears? No.
Yeah,
bears
no. No, someone asked. Lantern asked.
Yeah, we're not that close to the mountains. They do get bears up near the mountains. like when Cameron goes and stays with his girlfriend in Sierra Madre, he gets bears. But we don't get them way down here. It's not way down here. We could, in theory, a bear might successfully wander this far down the hill. But it would be. I mean, look, the thing is, when I lived in Laverne, I lived off the same freeway that I live off of now. And we're pretty close to the freeway. We're, I don't know. How far do you think it is from, like a mile?
They say 17 minutes by walking.
17 minutes to walk from here to the freeway?
To the freeway, yeah. Well, okay. Scrape off, so 15 minutes. Because I was going over to the Rite Aid. So I'd say
that's past the freeway.
Okay, so then 17 minutes.
It's less than that because that's well past the freeway. The Rite Aid's past the freeway up and over.
Yeah.
So just to the freeway, I would guess it's about 12, 13 minutes from.
Yeah.
Which walking means, let's see.
Oh, 23 minutes maybe? Longer. It was long. Long enough for me to be like Uber. And I'm a walker.
Well, you had a bike too.
It was hot. Right. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the bike. I did. I genuinely forgot about the bike. Oh, no, even biking, I think it was pretty long.
We rode up there on the scooter with you, me, and Cameron.
Yeah.
The scooter, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like riding with you guys. I'm just a little, wobbly. But no, I really like it. It's fun. I've ridden bikes since I was a kid, so it's fun. I'm glad you're having happy hour. My new dress came. You want to see it on me? I really like my new.
Absolutely, sure. Would you like a non-alcoholic beer?
Yes, I would. It's Friday. Friday is Venus Day.
I did not know that. I'm getting it's like inside the head goose pimples.
Oh.
On the inside of the ear or something.
Oh, itchy ears.
Hey, everybody, Lantern-esque is passing out pistachios.
Sure, I'll have some.
Hey, wait. Those aren't imported from Iran, are they?
Oh, yeah.
We don't eat any Iranian pistachios here in this house.
And you know the difference? The red are from Iran.
Red dye.
The red dye. The green are from California. See, I'm learning.
I have watched Ghost Rider's video with her ducks. I have? Oh, no. Have you, you ask? I didn't know Ghost Rider even had a channel. I didn't know.
Yeah. Waldo, I was into boy bands, and I was definitely a teeny horn dog, but I'm not really sure that I'm like accelerating. Well, maybe it did a little bit because around the same time, the teeny boys had Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears to look at. So, you know what I think led to the accelerated destruction of modern society? Paris, A Night in Paris by Paris Hilton.
A Night in Paris is a hilarious title, by the way. I didn't know it was titled that. That's funny. Yep. Okay, here's the thing. Based on this logic, I'm going to conclude now that probably the only reason civilization is still here is because the Jonas Brothers offered us purity rings to counteract the horn dog enticing pelvis thrustings of boy bands.
What was Twilight?
Dusk? Then what was dusk?
Twilight was a Bath and Body Works smell.
Sunset.
Thank you.
Asians love preserved duck eggs. Asians love preserved duck eggs, huh?
I don't know. Oh, Twilight. Twilight Okay, so A Night in Paris, the porno made by Paris Hilton, was definitely something, but also, what was it that Anthrax? I agree with Anthrax also. What was it again?
Twilight. Oh wait,
Twilight, because Twilight, like, then women got into this, like, some. I don't know what Twilight did. They wanted vampires. I was into it, so I wasn't into it, so I don't really know. But
pickled duck eggs are the bomb, says Waldo.
ew, says Rachel.
I kind of say the same thing.
Yeah, I was with the vampires. I think that Twilight's. I mean, it's like sexual for teens, but like I don't really think like if that's how you want romance to be, I'd take A Night in Paris any day over Twilight. Ew, God, no, I would not actually, because she is like actually known for having like a lot of STDs. So I'll go to Twilight.
Who has a lot of STDs?
Paris Hilton, it's like no. Yeah.
That's not surprising. Well, I'm sure at this point she's probably 85-90% STD. Oh, my beautiful kitty.
She did what she wanted.
My spectacular friend.
Wonderful. I want to cry. I've been actually on a cry trier maker. When I don't cry, I get mucusy. So sometimes my nose will run, and I'll tell people that it's been a while since I'm crying. So I'm crying from my nose. It's kind of true. And it's not for any personal reason. It's just to release some of that cryage.
Pitch this live stream. Pitch it hard. Pitch this live stream to my card. Pitch it. Well, then pitch it to whom? Who am I pitching it to? You're already here.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. It's not even a rumor. She's come out and said she has, STDs.
Listen. Yeah, I know. They're all curable with penicillin. But I'm Paris Hilton. I've got a reputation to uphold. I am not losing these STDs. My flow is very blondie. That's an interesting thing. Okay, I want to respond to Hambone's challenge question here. Hambone asked a very interesting question, or it actually makes a command, not a question, but regardless, he says, pitch this live stream. What makes it better than the other live streams, or something like that? So I'm going to try to do so.
Okay.
And then if you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them as well.
Sure.
First of all, I'm not entirely sure that this live stream is generally better than other live streams. What I would say is when this live stream is good, it's probably better than most other live streams because when I'm on, I'm bringing a high outlier level of ability to sort of schmooze, chat, talk about ideas and stuff. But I'm not always on, and when I'm not on, I'm not any less likely to live stream. Sometimes live streams here are just me hanging out with people I know and be self-indulging even.
Yeah. Like sometimes when you're with flow state, it's just you and him back and forth.
I mean, that might be like if we're talking in person, but
yeah.
But the thing is, like this morning, I was really self-indulging. I was just playing the guitar, playing random songs on the guitar, and trying to figure things out. Something that nobody would ever want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But after a certain amount of live streaming, I wanted to play a couple songs, and then I just said, fuck it, I just keep. Why bother ending the live stream? I don't really feel like streaming anymore. I'm just playing the guitar. But these people seem to be chatting to each other, and they probably enjoy being able to chat to each other. So yeah,
true. It's cool. No,
yeah.
They do well. They chat amongst each other well.
Lubomir Katz reminds me I'm supposed to be pitching this, not doing an objective criticism. All right, so to the extent that I were to highlight those elements of the live stream that are most distinct and make it most stand out worthwhile or something, I would point to the interactivity of it. That
Mhm.
at the moment anyway, possibly because it's not too big, I'm able to still interact with just about everybody who types things into the live chat. Sounds like Trouble got the squirt gun.
He did.
Oh, did somebody squirt him? Who? Dad squirted him?
Oh, I don't know.
My dad might have. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good possibility. I didn't hear anything. It could have been because he has been spraying. Trouble's been spraying. Good ears.
You shouldn't ever wear high heels to work or anywhere else because you don't want to end up like my grandmother, whose feet had been mauled by a lifetime of women's shoes, and she was like a Chinese woman by the end with her feet all meowed.
Yeah, that's true. They had to back then wear high heels. You know, I think she had. I mean, she was the manager, right?
Yeah,
she was the head of the company.
She owned it.
Like, so she could have wore flats if she wanted to, but the times, I think.
Yeah, I guess all the women just dressed up more fancy back then. So.
And they did have flats. Starting in the 50s, they started wearing flats. Very, very beautiful. I love shoes.
I'm not sure that my grandmother necessarily wore high heels, but I know that women's shoes in general, even the ones that are not high heels, seem to be less focused on comfort and more focused on appearance. Correct. And so, the best thing anybody can do with on their feet working a lot is to have very comfortable shoes on.
Yeah. Yep. You have to, like, in restaurants, they make you buy a certain kind of shoe, or you buy Crocs because they're the most comfortable shoes. Crocs are made for like chefs and stuff in the back of restaurants, but comfort is key. Comfort is key, folks.
Is your girlfriend an INFP? Email Anthrax? INFPs will tend to say that. Don't shame the dictator. He's a person too. Okay,
she does have feelings, but she also like, she's Paris Hilton. She still thinks that the it's hot phrase is like valid. I mean, it's valid, but it's not current.
That's hot.
Yeah. She was in an elevator at like Esquire, like after party, and she wrote that it's hot in lipstick. I read a lot.
Well, at least she didn't vandalize. Lipstick you can clean up.
Yeah.
That doesn't quite count as
no.
That's good. At what age should you select your signature shoe?
I don't think she's on
signature shoe. Girls don't have signature shoes. They all have many pairs of shoes.
Yeah, I do. Right now I'm wearing Old Navy black flip-flops, but I have beige flip-flops with rhinestone on them. I also have tennis shoes. I have running sneakers. I have a pair of dress-up shoes if you get invited to a party. That might be it.
All right, so Hambo, when you ask the question, I'm still fixated on Hambo's interesting challenge thing there. When you say to me, like, pitch this live stream as, well, just pitch it. Because it's a live stream, it's almost impossible to pitch it as anything other than comprising in total, mostly me, and then secondly, mostly us, and then thirdly, mostly you guys and us. So it's a weird thing to try to pitch, right? It seems to be entirely. Well, I mean, you can talk about NI shit. You can say here are things that you might find of value or of entertainment. For example, you might find the ideation to be intuitively resonant and valuable in that sense, or entertaining in that sense. You might find me funny. You might find humor entertaining. Who knows? You might like my music, whatever. But the thing is, it's all saying like, well, why might you like me? You know,
it is.
it's hard for me to describe this without saying it's a very interactive live stream.
It is.
I hate it when it's not.
Right now, Zandy, I want to react to what you said. I like that Paris Hilton has a picture of herself all over her home. I feel you. Jessica Simpson does the same thing of herself. She has naked pictures of herself all over her home as well. And Winston's mom.
It must be an ESFP thing.
Yeah. Right? I guess that would make sense. God.
Yeah, I wanted to react to homie's thing up there. Saying it's been a long time since they've seen a sophisticated woman. Well, I mean, that's such a weird statement to make because it's an empty hot potato for a lot of reasons. You could TI defend it successfully, or you could TI. I guess you would say avoid. Look, is it the biggest perk? I mean, I think it's the most defining quality of this piece of media for me, anyway, from my perspective, because whether or not I'm Brandon, you just completely derailed all thoughts in my head. There is nothing meta about ESFPs doing that. That would suggest that they have an abstract conceptual understanding of what they're doing, and that conceptual understanding is informing their behavior. They don't, and it's not.
Yeah, trust.
Testify.
Because they want to be any other type than they find out that they are. I don't understand it because I admire ESFP for who they are. Like, I wish I could go after stuff like that I wanted, like as easy as they do.
Well, the thing is, I would want to be an ESFP, but if I were an ESFP,
I don't want to be an ESFP, but like,
if I were one, I wouldn't want to be
an
ESFP.
But that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, is that I would want to be any other thing but me. Like, they're cool people. Like, I was living with these like lame ass girls who didn't go out my sophomore year, and my ESFP friend invited me to like live with her, and it was a lot of fun, and my life like went from 0 to 70 pretty quickly. 70 because I keep a lot of it to myself. So it's so funny what mild mushroom and NC State. When I lived in North Carolina in Raleigh, I used to lie and say that I went to NC State because like no one knew anything else like outside of North Carolina. I mean, they knew they don't really like Northerners. I was called a Yankee once, but I mean that's all bullshit. Yeah, really, like we're all the same. And I did like the term. Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Looks like this Yankee don't forget about the War of Northern Aggression.
I was like, okay. But yes, yeah. So to help people to connect with the people around my environment, I said that I went to NC State. And I actually did go to some of the one of the fairs they had there. One of their big I like it there. I actually probably would have applied to there if I had known. I like that it used to be a farming school just for farming. I definitely would have. I was actually, while I was living down there, I was an NC State fan. I rooted for them. They didn't have the best basketball game at the time, but they've gotten better. I mean, how old are you, email to Anthrax? The only thing I can say is that it gets better. I mean, I used to embrace the same sort of thinking things weren't fun for me for a while too, and I'm 7. So, it's just don't take on so much of everyone else's energy. Boundaries are really important, I found, for INFJs to learn. They could get walked all over easily, and I think that happens in their 20s if you're a kid.
NHPs get walked over too.
Yeah.
Anyway, which one do you want?
I'm gonna ask you which one you want.
Oh, okay. I want this one.
Cool. Yay! God, I love you.
Thank you, darling. I love you too.
You're the best.
I think that.
I love your hair.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think both of us value the willingness to take on a clear preference for something, because that's something both of us try to work FE ground by going, well, it matters less to me what thing I do. So, of course, if both parties are doing that, then it's beneficial if one or both of them also periodically goes, I do have a preference.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I was a happy kid. Everyone liked me because they thought that I was a happy person to be around. And I was a very good listener. Like, it's interesting. I was a good listener, then I became a bad listener because everyone was telling me their story, so I learned how to zone them out and then just be like, uh-huh. And now I've relearned to be a good listener again. And Eric helps me with that because sometimes I get excited and I'll cut him off.
What did you say? Because sometimes you what?
I get excited and then I'll cut you off, but we do that sometimes when we're excited.
Sure. I've also noticed that, like every intuitive, sometimes you're in your head.
Mellow Mushroom is a pizza place down south. I don't know if it started in North Carolina, but it's a pretty good place. I've been there. It exists. Yeah, this beer is so good right now.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so cold.
It is cold. It's nice. One of my sort of resolutions has been to really try to not be half present when enjoying SI things. Like if I'm really paying attention to how much I like this every sip, it's more gratifying, a lot more gratifying.
Me too.
And it's really good. I mean, it's easy
so
to
good.
It's easy to enjoy.
Oh my gosh!
Cheers.
I know. Cheers. Cheers to non-alcoholic beer.
Mm.
Oh wow! And cheers to all the good weed we've been having lately.
This batch for sure is a batch I'm pleased with.
Me too. I like it there. I'm always exactly. It always gets better again for INFJs. I have my INF. I remember being like 15, 16, 17, probably a little bit into 18. Like my first boyfriend breakup, I had some real INFP moments where I was like, love isn't real and he's the one for me. I know it. What went wrong? I can change. But then like I bounced back like I don't know, I think 3 months later. So it's like you gotta take the pains. The pains suck, They do for INFJs because we're sensitive people, but we bounce back really quickly and we could bounce back better than before because you already learned the lesson. So it's like whatever is grinding your gears right now is not going to really grind your gears later because if you deal with it and you move on.
I like your use of grind your gears.
Thank you.
Now, I'm curious. Was that an expression before The Simpsons?
That really grinds my gears. I think so. I don't
And
know, actually.
Homer had his local TV like complaint opinion thing, right? Hi, Rebecca Salibi.
Hey.
I wanted to respond to Jack LaLanne. When I was really little, 70s, maybe into the very, very beginning of the 80s, I don't know, but there were still ads with Jack LaLanne. As at that point, he had to be pretty old. Who, still pitching his fitness centers and stuff. You're implying that I'm implying. No, says Angantir. I'm saying that directly. Okay. So, what I was talking about, what I titled this video is Unsettled in the Still of the Evening or something like that. And the reason I titled it like that, Unsettled in the Still of the Evening, the reason I titled it like that is because I'm not very, settled. I'm not very restful. Like you want to get up, sit down.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
And like I've been feeling like, SI. Yeah.
I did SI though. I even washed my hair and I felt better.
I did too.
Yeah. You took a nice bath. I took a nice shower.
I took a very short nap, in the sense that I fell asleep sitting here trying to do something for a second.
Oh, we were probably sleeping at the same time.
Probably. I don't know how long I was out. I don't think very long, but I woke up and I was asleep.
James, that's very wise of you to know about the anger of you being one and noticing it in others. I think that is that's a big deal. I have been typed correct, and I believe correctly, by Eric as a 741. So as I kind of lose it, I identify with ones. I really feel like that perfectionism. I love your hair.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Lantern asks, "Hey Eric, are there some rumblings from your subconscious that are trying to surface? Are you practicing your NI?" Well, I think that doing this live stream seems like the best of a set of more or less non-options at the time. I knew I wasn't feeling motivated to work any further on anything that required
I neither.
a lot of focus, attention. At least not at the moment. That I didn't feel like doing that, and that I didn't want to play the guitar or work on music or anything like that, and that I was tired, but I didn't want to go to bed. That I was probably I needed food, but I didn't really feel hungry. It's like I'm completely untethered from my SI rhythms, which normally I need to find these sort of anchors of stretches of time where I'm prioritizing being comfortable over anything else. And that requires me to be able to shut my brain down somewhat more than I'm able to right now. This helps.
This helps me too because I don't have rambling thoughts before I go to bed. Also it helps me work out little edgy things that are stupid, things that bother me. Like a conversation that didn't go away I wish I wanted it to, whatever. I'll talk out loud. I'll talk in here. I'll talk out loud in the bedroom and stuff, and it helps more. And this is a place where I can talk about my interests too. Like, as I was talking about the MBTI stuff and Enneagram and
We had a pretty good day, I think, today. Uh, Overall, interesting day. Like, unfortunately, I didn't really sleep last night.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know.
I don't know how.
It was just when I said unfortunately, it
I hear
means
you.
I needed to. Like, I decided. Okay, so my willful choice said, okay, what makes the most sense is for me to go to sleep with Rachel. Make sure I go to sleep. I considered taking some Benadryl, some Tylenol PMs, but I didn't. And I got into bed and I lay there for a little while. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna toss and turn. And it's like you need to be in the right SI space to have patience
Yes.
for going to sleep.
It's the patience thing. And the SI DOMs would have the easiest with that, right? They probably don't have much patience with that because it comes so easy to them. It's just that natural.
Right. They expect
It's
everybody
like,
yeah.
Bedtime, go to bed.
Yeah. One of the things I keep hearing from my dad, now granted it's during COVID time, so there's not a lot of other things for him to pay attention to, but I have an ongoing play by play day after day of which foods are in the freezer and which foods we need to start using soon, son. And now it's like he talks to me about it as though he were assigning me a task, which is weird. Like, I really need you to eat those, man. Okay, well, you know what? I mean, we're trying to get everything out of the fridge. Of course, if you were to ask him, well, why are we trying to get everything out of the fridge? The answer is so that he can buy new stuff to put in the fridge.
He wants to get stuff in the fridge. I relate to that. I have an internal monologue, and I also challenge myself. I prep myself for stuff. But it's better for me. That's NI ignoring. I mean, I'm NE ignoring. When I do it more, when I do practice NE more, I'm better at it. I feel better.
So, what does your internal monologue sound like? What kind of things do you say in your head?
Like, sometimes I'll prepare before I talk to someone. Like that kind of thing. It's not fluid. It's not like all the day, but I'll notice little things. It's weird.
All right, well,
I'm an introvert.
Imagine that you're walking around the block, but you forgot your phone or it died or something.
Okay.
So you can't listen to anything. So what's going on in your head?
No phone. No music.
Yeah, whatever you brought to entertain yourself has died, and you're kind of.
Sometimes it'll be like, oh, that's a really pretty flower, or I haven't touched nature lately. Let me touch a leaf or a tree. Sometimes it will be me working something out. Like, oh, I really was feisty today with mom, and I don't like how that went. That let me like work out like my position on it, what I did wrong, and how I could be better on it. I'll work out things that I want to do for the day. That's my inner monologue. Yeah. And if I like come across something that someone needs, like, so say you were out of like you want to do a new blade, or like, a place that can get blade shopping. Like, I'd be like, oh, I see one. I'm gonna make a mental note and let him know that they're there. Like, that's something that I'll like pick one up for you. That's my internal monologue.
To the extent that I'm internally monologuing, a lot of times I'm thinking about what I'm going to say later in the live stream. Except I do a lot less internal monologuing about that with Rachel here than without Rachel here because I generally just talk to Rachel about those kind of ideas. You know,
That's really fun.
Yellow chakra is 3D, pretty low. She's for reasoning, personality, ego.
Yeah, Zandy. Zandy has NI second cracked. It's her tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a knowledge interface type.
I don't. Sevens can be a mixed bag because, like, I think out of all the sevens that I've ever met, you've been afforded the most cushy life. But I do know that sevens actually, a lot of them come from like moderate with challenges. I would say there's challenges, like challenges in the home, challenges with family that forces them to separate and kind of go on their own and do their own thing.
I mean, the thing is, of course, that I always forget that Rachel's not going to intuitively feel the following reality because she didn't experience it as this at all. But she and I essentially moved in here at the same time. Prior to me moving in here, around the time Rachel moved in here, I hadn't lived here in 25 years.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, I lived in Temple City. I lived in Laverne. You know, my life was not cushy when I lived in Temple City because I was when I was at Kudos. It wasn't cushy because I was working all the time. You know.
See, that's not cushy.
No, and when I wasn't working, I was just watching TV or drinking beers or whatever.
There have been family things that have happened in your life that are not cushy things either. Are you kidding me? You know, like your grandpa, like the way that's like a not cushy thing. Not.
What was the other weird thing I was thinking about the other day?
Well, your love life's not cushy.
No, something about maybe it's about my grandma.
Yeah, something is.
That was a different issue though. I think I got mixed up in my head. I was thinking it was the same thing. I was thinking a different thing. INFP, no, XNFP. Let me see this thing.
So they say that sevens come up with like workarounds sometimes a little bit too much in bad relationships. They'll say, at least especially as X1s. Magical thinking, if it's used for the right things, but sevens also learn the hard way too. So we are the best, but it comes with its price, right?
I mean, you could think about the way of being a 7 as how you ignore the stuff you're not supposed to ignore.
Yeah.
So there's a worse, or there's more impositional and less impositional ways of avoiding.
Ones do hurt sevens. My mom is a 1, and sometimes I always used to try to come to her for emotional advice, and I would end up feeling more frustrated than helped. And it's true, she felt like she was hurting me, but it was totally by accident.
I think that's more to do with the ESTJ than the 1.
That could be too, but
I think it's textbook for you to conflate TE into anything but TE. Like, so that's sort of everyone's textbook is they'll mistake their polar for something else.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I'm thinking about in camp, there was an ESTJ, and I was telling her about my parents' divorce, And she thought that she was hurting my feelings by me talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I cried about my parents divorcing, sure. But now I understand it better and I feel better because I cried about it and I got it out of my system. And she felt bad that, my parents were going through a divorce and I cried about it. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's like cross wires and stuff, that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. That was a crosswire. Remember, we were talking about Cry Me a River, and your dad's talking about Julie London.
Oh yeah, I want to check out that. Yeah.
If I had to guess, my Enneagrams would say 5, 8, 9, something like those numbers. I could see 5 and 9, definitely. Probably.
But isn't it a cool little thing there?
It's so cool. We discovered new music. Oh, and I have to show you the scene that it's in Sex and the City. Whenever it would play, I was like, I love this song. It's so beautiful and the setting is so perfect for. Oh my god, it's so good.
Okay, I gotta smoke this cigarette now.
Hey, Pee-Pee. You're looking beautiful, as always. You watching what Daddy's doing? I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah, so as Rachel mentioned, I collected a bunch of music into a playlist called Chappie Tracks last night. I don't know if Brandon is still here, Neptune, but Rachel, Brandon is somebody that they're really not very often do I encounter people that I go, okay, I fully respect that person's taste in music. They get it right. Rachel is one such person. And that has nothing to do with the fact that she's my girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
Anybody wants to say, like, oh, Eric, you're exaggerating because she's your girlfriend, you're trying to like things. No, not at all. Not remotely.
He's not.
Not
He's
even one
serious
bit.
about this stuff. We've had conversations.
And the thing is, it's this completely
oh, you like him? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Pee-Pee. Pee-Pee likes my flip-flops. I'm so glad she does.
Sure,
you're a funny kitty.
Yes,
I love you.
Yes, you can devolve or evolve.
I love you and
the only
Daddy.
Difference is whether or not you perceive the change
as positive.
I love you and
Daddy so much. Oh, I love you. You give me all the love, and I give you all the love. You tend to keep your world perspective, Daddy.
Oh, fall down, kitty. What a fall down kitty.
She is. Can I rub her belly?
Sure, that's true.
Oh, boo-boo.
You might want to play attack kitty, too.
She does. She bit me a couple times.
She's still got a little bit of that kittenish.
I like that. She should never leave that.
The playlist, I'll link to it. So this is called Chappie Tracks. And you may have heard me talk about Snappy Tracks before. Well, Snappy Tracks, I just got tired of listening to it, and it's time for a new playlist. Again, what the hell? Look at this sticky ass.
I know.
Sticker tins.
What up happened? Ooh, sorry, Pee-Pee.
Okay, it works. You don't
have to say what you did. I already know.
Hey, Rachel, look. Come here for a second. Let me show you. Okay, it does work. Just gonna go like this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll work on my ninja moves.
That's what I'm say one more. Give it a shot. Try it. Try the shot.
Yeah! It worked!
It did work.
Were you a little nervous there?
I was worried because you were only using one finger. If you did a lot of resistance, you could have hurt your finger.
All right, so 2 fingers. 2 fingers down?
Yeah, 2 fingers is the man. I'd go 3 if you can fit them.
Yeah! Ow!
Oh.
I'm T-polar.
I know, baby. I know.
I did the first time though.
You did. You did find your own way before you listened to me. Yeah.
I can't listen to people.
I know. I got you. And I have no business giving advice on physical things anyway.
And I can't take advice from ENFPs. Love advice from ENFPs is the worst. No. I'm sorry, not love advice. Yes, probably, but business advice from ENFP is the worst advice for an INFJ.
And even worse kind of advice, though, for ENFPs. By far, the worst kind of advice would be legal advice from an ENFP.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Because they can't parse shit for shit. So is there such an inverse development of your functions? What do you mean, like your functions get worse over time? Well, look, your functions are never getting better or worse per se.
Yeah.
What's happening is you are expressing a given attentional channel, and you're either manifesting your being in ways and in an environment that are conducive to reinforcing your healthy development, or something other than that. If it's something other than that, then you may successfully extract yourself from the unhealthy aspects of the environment, which you'll probably have some damage to repair.
Some ENFPs do make. My dad, actually, he was a great manager. He was a manager for auditors. He was an accountant and an auditor for a very long time. But like, I had an interaction with an ENTJ where like there was like lying going on, and I told my dad, and I'm like, look, I really feel like I'm not appreciated here. I want to leave. And my dad was like, you're taking things too personally. Like, you need to like know that you need to make money in life, and like people are going to be like this towards you. And I was like, fuck that. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to lie around my boss to like be known in the company. Like, no, that's bad advice. So I don't take advice from ENFPs. But yeah, they are great business owners.
Ghost Rider, I want to know what you mean by I know it won't downgrade, but it's what I want. I mean, you're saying you're like in a future life, you prefer to regress to a different, a lower level of creature? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is what Cloud's saying.
Ghost Rider saying.
Yeah. Oh, they're both talking about it. You should. How cool to reincarnate into a parrot and living. What color parrot would you be? We have parrots around here. Funny fact about me, I have never had a dream where I was flying.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I want you tonight to try to have a dream of me carrying you. Okay.
Okay.
That's the first step to working up to flying.
Okay.
I wish Rusmus lived nearby me.
Yeah.
Rusmus, can you move to California, please? Like
we would be friends. I think we would play a lot.
I mean,
maybe you could teach me some music stuff. I want to learn more on the guitar. I want to keep at the guitar. Forget about learning more. I need to focus on like practicing.
If you really want to start playing the guitar, then we'll need to play together, and I can play percussion and play the guitar.
Okay, as rhythm?
Yeah, well, regardless, because the thing about music is the most important thing about music is sort of, well, rhythm is king and timing is king and stuff. So it's better to get used to playing with people. If you get used to playing by yourself, then your timing tends to go out the window because there's nothing compelling you to be with anything.
Fun. Okay, that's good. Because I think I do have good rhythm.
Oh, you're great at dancing too. Yeah.
Thanks.
So,
that'd be fun. We can mess around with rhythms too. Yeah, I like to go weird.
Well, look, next time I'm working on something here musically, then we'll have you come down and put down some random planes of percussion stuff, and I'll see what we can find some loops that work. You know.
Yeah. What happened, email? You know what? I'm not even going to say email anthrax. I've been in your mood before where everything's just poop. And you're sitting in the poop and you're like, all I see is poop around, but I don't feel poop. Why do I have to be in this poop? You'll get out of it.
That's why I bought that starter type, because breast milk is extremely high in fat and either stuff or cheese.
Speaking of cheese, can we have some of that baby loaf?
Oh yeah, you want to go grab it?
Sure.
All right, cool. I got a knife here, and
I like beer with beer and cheese.
Grab a couple paper plates from there too, please.
Okay.
Chicka boom tissing, chicka boom tiss, a chicka 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 boom tiss. You made breast milk cheese last year? How was it? Did you really? Well, no, that's amazing. You really are an ENTP. Did you use a calf's stomach? Can balance ever be achieved? Well, I'll tell you this. I'm much more balanced right now than I was prior to starting the live stream. I work too much in isolation today, maybe? I'm not sure. I went nutty about the COVID.
So there's nothing left to say. Ain't nothing another one.
Did you forget the thing you meant to get?
What?
The cheese.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's okay, you got plates and dinners.
Can I get the cheese?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette first and then we drink a coffee.
Okay. I'll smoke. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't worry about it. I'll get it. The taste of it is in my mouth now. I gotta get it.
It's just so good. Yeah, music is important. Music's by far it's the most real thing. Russia feels the same way. So does being fixed, James, does it lead to pacifism? Is that why there's peace when people fix themselves, but they won't?
You're bored.
Yeah, cut it on a plate. There you go. I'll cut it.
Please.
Yeah, let me give your TE Porter a little credit here.
Thank you.
And avoid an accident.
Thank you.
What did the knife we last night? Is this one or the other one?
I don't remember.
Are you looking at the drawing?
Yeah. This one?
Yeah, let's try this one. Let me try this one. That's exciting. Okay, so if you want to live a life that's filled with mystery, if you want to live a life that's filled with joy, you've got to buy a baby loaf from Frosted. So you will know the crazy ways of tomorrow and the sultry, hazy afternoon of today. Can I see these bags? Punish those who are bad. What are we going to punish them with? A frowny sticker? That seems kind of harsh. People are really responsive to frowny faces and happy faces, you know. Like, the most effective way to control people's traffic behavior so that they are the best way to get people to obey traffic laws is to have signs that give people smiley faces and happy faces. I shit you not. It's like if you want to control speeding, the most effective way to control speeding is you have a sign that flashes when you're speeding a little bit. Like goes, speed limit here is 45, and you're going, 50, and it goes flash, flash, flash. If they add a frowny face to that, it's incredibly effective. People slow down. They don't want to get the frowny face. No matter what, I do not want that fucking frowny face. Here you go, darling.
Thank you. Zandy, they actually call it a baby loaf.
Here you go. Yeah. They do call it a baby loaf, even though it's made out of no babies. But presumably there's a adult loaf that's somehow even bigger than that of cheese,
Is Sheila ISFP or ISFJ?
I think Sheila's an ISFJ, but who knows?
Yes, she is.
People don't like it when you tell them you don't think they're what they think they are.
Especially when it's your conflict type.
How do you share your vision if you don't know a way to say it?
You can draw it, paint it, make a poem out of it.
You could produce a
Right.
Broadway musical
Yeah. One act play.
called Me and My Vision. Me and my vision and me. A couple of
I think
bees,
she's an
yeah.
ISFJ too, actually. I mean, how are ISFJs with building stuff? I don't know.
How are ISFJs at building stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at it.
So, Cindy was saying that Sheila has been building really cool stuff, so.
Well, I mean, what is she building?
Definitely wasn't a chicken coop.
No.
So what you
All right, well, would you like to play 20 questions? What is emails Antrex's vision? Would that help? Well, I keep looking for and not finding my beer.
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
How can you ever be complacent enough with it to share it with hive mind internet? So, I mean, look, Cloud, just that the internet comprises some kind of hive mind, this is it. We're it right now. This is, it's like we're two individuals interacting with each other. You're not part of any hive, and neither is anybody else here. We're all individuals with our own thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Hi, curious Kyra.
She could be.
You talking about squirrels? Eating squirrels? I've often thought that if, this is something I used to talk about periodically, that I have as a long-term plan would be to go to the wilderness playing Survivor Man, but bring, like, not playing hardcore Survivor Man, just playing get your own food. Bring my own water, tent, and what do you call it? Sleeping bag. And the only thing that's going to be survival man about it is I'm going to hunt my own squirrels to eat.
What up, what up?
When I think about it, it kind of just sounds like a hassle.
Oh, rabies. Rabies is the problem. Rabies is the real problem.
Well, according to a day no pigs would die, you can tell if an animal you kill has rabies by feeling its belly. I would not eat a possum. No way I would eat possums.
No.
Possums are gross, gross creatures.
Ew.
They're so nasty.
Gross.
Edible grasshoppers? I'd rather eat edible grasshoppers than a possum.
You want to look for June bugs. That's what Miss Peepy's looking for right now. Mm-hmm. I hope you find some. A beautiful kitty.
Check out Texas Jungle. He makes dishes out of everything. And there's only certain. I was trying to indicate before to people. I have received a message from the meat god, Meatonix, and he indicated that there's only 3 kinds of meat really you should eat regularly. That's your cows, your pigs, and your chickens. Now, you can't eat some fish occasionally. Like, I like swordfish every once in a while. But anytime you're eating an animal that's not a cow, pig, or a chicken, you are downgrading from cow, pig, or chicken to something worse because it's more unusual. Unbelievable, Waldo. I can't fast for shit, though. I ain't a faster. Why is eating an animal uncooked and sometimes alive so common in Asia? Well, different civilizations take different branches of development. Some are militaristic, some, more culturally like FE stuff. One weird thing about Asia is they bypassed, didn't really go through the puberty of grossness, it's called, when a culture learns which things are gross and which things aren't. So because Asia never went through the puberty of grossness, they never learned that like almost everything they eat is totally gross.
That's what I want to eat.
Gross Chinese food?
No. Yeah, but
Like grasshoppers and stuff?
ew. That's all I want to eat. That's how you get thin. Didn't you know that?
I never needed to know how to get that.
Joking. Ramen is yummy.
Do you want to go to McDonald's still?
Oh, that's up to you.
I do. Why?
Yeah.
Why is it up to me? It's not up to me. If you're
Sure.
hungry, you should eat too.
Yeah, but now I just had this cheese.
Oh, now we have the cheese. That's right. We had cheese.
I feel like we can wait a little bit.
Yeah, we can wait a little bit. I still would like to go.
Yeah, let's
okay.
let's do it for sure.
All right.
Let's go at 10.
All right. Cool.
15 minutes
15
is a good
minutes,
time.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine. Japan did, but they're different than China. You're saying Japan did experience a they did go through grossness puberty?
Is Winston's mom still here?
Look, it had nothing to do with cleanliness of the place, everybody. It has to do with whether or not they eat gross shit. All right? If you're eating eggs that are pickled and buried in the ground for okay, you have not gone through grossness puberty. If you are eating primates of some sort, some sort of monkey, you have not gone through grossness puberty. If you're eating bugs, clearly you failed grossness puberty. You are still either grossness prepubescent or jumped right to grossness old age. I don't know.
This cheese is like such the bomb.
It's great,
It
isn't
really
it?
is.
I've been a big fan of that cheese for a long ass time.
It's so good. You have good taste. You're picky, but you have really good taste.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of shit where they like cut, here's the frog. Now we're gonna do the ballot in front of you and rub these various Japanese shit on it and no thanks. Bad soup did not pass the grossness test at all.
I couldn't eat eel.
Hambone, that is a little known fact. You know what I discovered when I was there was they had this museum. It's this completely non-ironic museum, which features the the proud story of Mao. Mao and his revolutionaries defying the evil order from the authorities that prevented the people from gathering in with free assembly. Okay, basically. Now, it never addressed the fact that, but the Chinese Communist government doesn't support the right to free assembly. It's like, did anybody see this exhibit go, okay, but if it was such a good thing that he stood up for his right to free assembly, then maybe it'd be a good thing for us to do that too. Nobody does that, I guess. When I was there, I engaged in the illegal practice of going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. They were illegal because it's not a government-sanctioned gathering. They had to. The club there, apparently they'd gotten kind of lax about it the last year or so before I got there. But prior to that, every year they had to bribe various officials every year on a regular. They have like a regular bribery schedule, so they can have Alcoholics Anonymous meetings in China, in Shanghai.
Okay.
How nuts is that? Like, how could why? What possible benefit could there be to the Chinese government of preventing their alcoholics from drinking less? Ooh, someone got in trouble. I wonder what I didn't see it. So. Oh, was there an error? No, I don't think. I can't. I don't think I'm gonna do that on purpose. Let me undo that if I can. I'm sorry. It was an accident, Countess. I can't untime out you. I tried. It wasn't on purpose. You didn't do anything. I know bamboo is a grass. You know what else is a grass? They didn't block her. Timed her out. She's not blocked. She'll come back in 5 minutes. I just don't know how to untime out her. Well, she's got justice. She's here, and we've acknowledged the mistake. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Hmm. Oh, it's just somebody got accidentally timed out. ESFP idea school. Get stuck on an island and have to build a house and fortune food. That's always sounded fun to me, but I guarantee you, after about 5 minutes of it, I'd be like, okay, this is a bad idea.
Wait, what happened? What
Get stuck on an island and you didn't do anything.
Oh,
Hambone accidentally timed somebody out.
Yeah, I know. I do
Rachel has done that before. Yeah. And she's falling asleep. Yeah, but you know what, Waldo? You need to pee there, and you do it in a minute. As soon as you start getting cold and hungry and sleepy and stuff, you would not find it fun at all. You'd be like, "This is fucking dumb. Why am I doing this?" I don't think you should try to eat anything that has rabies, even if you could cook off all the rabies. I don't think that's a good idea. But probably, I guess. I don't know. Good question. Good question. Okay. Who wants to answer a question? An exciting question. The exciting question is this. There's a person, or there ads in the stream? I mean, I don't know. Here's a story. There's Julie and there's Bob. And Julie and Bob gone on a few dates. Been dating for a little while, a couple of weeks maybe. And Bob says, Julie, listen. And Bob's telling the truth here for sure. Yeah, same one. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, Bob says, look, Judy, you are beautiful. You are smart. And you are funny. But I just can't abuse you because you don't or you lack. Yeah. Now, what is meow?
That's a good question.
You okay?
Yeah.
I hate banging my shins into things.
Luckily, I didn't.
I did it the other night inside the living room.
Oh,
That one that's from that.
Us and objects. Our legs are getting. We maybe I'll bring the light lamp in there. The flashlight.
Sure.
It might be easier to walk around.
All right, cool. We got about 8 minutes left on this stream here.
Why?
So we're gonna hit 10 and go get.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're not getting.
I'm not
You're just
any
in cheese
hurry.
mood.
I'm not. I can still eat fries. I can always go for fries. It's up to you. You hungry too?
I feel like I'm having a little bit of McDonald's withdrawal, maybe.
We haven't had it in a while.
Like we haven't had it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I could go
Bob
for
asks,
a
"What is
double?"
yeah?" And Julia Ferris said, "Don't ask me. I Duke." And then Judy says, "Where is Julie? And why is Julie in the story?"
Okay, so James goes with evil, or so. She's mean.
Who? Me?
Personality. No. The story, the hypothetical. Judy and Bob.
Oh.
It's constantly breaking laws and getting away with it in dreams as a pattern. TE inferior. If so, why? I don't know.
What does that mean? Am I T inferior?
Yeah. No, you're TE polar. You're TE polar.
What is inferior?
Your inferior is 4th. You're SE inferior.
So that's ESTP?
TE inferior would be INFP and ISFP. I don't know if that's TE inferior or not. So I will tell you this. In my I have had dreams before where I commit crimes, but I always am like I always experience the full blast, like desperate panic. No. Tertiary's 3rd slot, Countess. That's why it's called tertiary. Tertiary stands for 3. Inferior is 4th.
Wake up. You need to make moolah. Ooh, you're looking good. Use that boy on that screen.
Me. It's just I.
You look like you can go up in front of like a crowd and make a large speech in a big hat, and everyone would listen.
Maybe they would. I'm always thinking about how I might maximally communicate better. Like, the larger the group of people you're talking to, and the less winnowed. This group is very winnowed to people who are interested in this kind of talk and engagement and stuff like that. But the larger the group, the less the group is tailored to me. And so, as a consequence, you have to communicate more successfully by numbers of people able to be communicated with rather than by depth of communication. So it's like, if I'm talking to a very large group, I'm going to have to speak more slowly, use fewer big words, and so forth.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Well, there's always you can write it, and then you have a writer editor. Is that not a person's job? Like, and as a president has a writer.
Usually they do. I mean, I
So
would have somebody on staff to do that. I probably would. There have been plenty of presidents who write all their own speeches too. It's only a fairly recent phenomenon that presidents have speechwriters.
no, I
Like
believe you fully. I'm not.
like a 20th century kind of phenomenon, probably.
Well, you should do it, and then I can edit it if
Yeah,
you
sure,
like.
of course.
Oh my gosh.
James, is your car getting towed?
Why?
Hmm. Because he's been paying such extremely close attention to Cloud, making sure Cloud didn't run off, scamper away out from underneath his view. James is lost. Uh-oh.
Scheisenhausen.
Rebecca Tleeby.
Do you have your is your GPS working?
It said to grow moss on them. I've got a little bit of moss growing on these nails, so
They're extra.
yeah, that's what happens when you don't wash your hands. It's part of my COVID defiance. I haven't washed my hands since the beginning of COVID. And
Yeah.
moss has started to grow on my fingernails, despite the lack of moisture.
Despite the lack of moisture.
James and Barbara told Bobby as body odor. Never dull your perspicacity, Eric. It's only because of your vicissitudes this channel exists.
Oh, I know what I was going to do. Did you love that?
You and I have been having one of those days. We've been having a memory deprived day. That's what you get for doing the 2-finger shuffle. What's the 2-finger shuffle? Oh. Practice fervent denial if you ever want to be president. Post Malone. I've heard a couple of things from him, I think. Not really. I certainly haven't done any sort of organized listening. I like his name, Post Malone. I think it's a good one. What is your age and gender demographics?
Remember when that was like the way to communicate on like AOL and Yahoo chats?
I'm just thinking, is Moochin a INTJ? Seems very INTJ way of asking a question.
Could be.
Who's got a microcephaly skull?
You saw the moon, right? I know, it's so pretty.
I said, who's got a microcephaly skull? Post Malone. Post Malone. Post Malone does, yeah.
Okay.
He's got a very little teeny skull. Post Malone. Post Malone. Po. Well, the normal way of asking those questions is, how old are you? Oh, really? Are you a dude or a chick? What's the best food item at McDonald's? I'm going to go with the quarter pounder. Maybe double quarter pounder with cheese. Although, you're not really taking huge steps down to go with the McDouble. Just remember, in all instances, to order without pickles. Because the pickles, you're talking about my Google Analytics? Yo, dog, don't be talking about my Google Analytics. Otherwise, you're going to be my Gourmet Grand Angus. Eric, do you feel like you are different from a machine? Yes. No, yes, no, wait, yes, I do feel I'm different.
What's been going on with the Mindy Club? What's the latest gossip?
The latest gossip is they're wondering why I haven't played with them in a long time. Is it just a constant state of CI calculations? Oh, I was being FI polar feel.
Yes, you do.
It feels like a default habit of checking everything but how you feel about something first. So that you feel things when it's involuntary. Like you often don't expect it at all. It always catches you by surprise. I mean, the thing that absolutely killed me was trying to get that hook out of that turtle's mouth at the lake and feeling really awful about the whole thing.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it wasn't even one that we put a hook in. It was, yeah. So that's an example of bipolar. Not that makes you feel bad. That's normal, but the whole order of thing takes you so by surprise. Like, yeah. I obviously have feelings that I value, and I think that it's very important for me to try to try to the extent that I can to remember to ask myself some basic questions. Like, well, what do you want? Do you have a preference here? Think about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not just immediately dismiss that.
Yeah, because what you want matters.
Yeah, it does matter. And I'm learning as I get older, there's plenty of things that I do want, things I do care about. And just because the other thing is, being bipolar means very bad at, if I'm not playing with Mia right now, I have a hard time understanding that it has value because I'm going to want to play with it again later. This is something that stretches way back to childhood and has gotten less bad over time as I've gotten older.
I didn't see it. Oh, thank you,
kitty head push.
She head pushed my bruise.
I know, she loves you.
Thank you, Pee-Pee. I love you too.
Curious Kyra, pickling is fun. I went through a little pickling phase. I didn't do the kind that you have to sterilize and seal I didn't do the canning kind of pickling, because you can do canning kind of pickling, which is more complicated. But I pickled bell peppers and cucumbers and
Kitty Pageant winner.
Carrots.
Yes.
Those are the things that work pretty well. Carrots work quite well. Oh, kittiness. See, that's FI. It's like I look over there and I see this kitty being so cute, and it's just like, oh.
Yep. Because that's the instant feeling.
Yeah. Oh, kitty. Oh, head push. Kitty head push. So special.
Oh, thanks, Eric.
She named her son with something that can't be pronounced because soon people won't even talk to use words.
What?
God's last name is a good one. My team counselor at my job is an ENFP probably, and he's an excellent conversation partner, but lately said I need to set a future goal position I want to aim at. It's nice, but I like my current. Is that a TE third slot thing? I mean, I think it's more proper to say yours is a TE sixth slot thing. Everybody else agrees with him. Who doesn't take AI seriously? Grimes is the epitome of an ENFP.
Yeah.
Who's Grimes?
Look her up. I don't know. That's what a lot of people say she is. I'm not sure she is.
Well, Claude's reasoning is she doesn't take AI seriously.
Okay, well, like, really, though? Look her up.
Okay. What's her first name? Is that her whole name?
Grimes is the name she goes by.
And she named her son with something that can't be pronounced?
I don't know. I didn't even know she had a baby.
Because soon people won't even talk or use words. What? What? I mean,
Look at her.
okay, I will.
She's a good chance, but maybe not.
Well, like, Club, if you were to look at current trends, for example, and try to simply extrapolate from those, you'd never conclude that people are going to stop talking or using words. That's just. But what do you? Never mind. Grimes and Musk.
Sorry.
Grimes and Musk named their kid Xavier. They just spelled it kooky.
What is
A judge said they couldn't do it, so it's a moot point. They named their kid Xavier, but they just spelled it kooky. Grimes is Elon's girlfriend.
They're back again.
Who?
Grimes and Elon.
If you notice this notice, you'll notice this notice is not worth noticing. Good point. Being able to link up minds will be real soon. Internet telepathy.
What do you think she is?
God, I hate it when people tell me to watch other things. Just watch the new Elon podcast. No, you believe this thing. You explain it. What do people imagine this is going to look like?
Do that with
How?
the Grimes thing?
I will look up the Grimes thing. But the thing is...
No. Did I just do that?
No.
Oh.
Cloud is saying that there's some horrible thing about AI or good thing about AI or whatever. Okay, look.
What do you see, Phoebe?
Okay, but what does that mean, Cloud? So we all know that we're currently already connected to all humans. For example, right now I'm connected to you. Why are you talking?
Okay.
What?
Could you close the door? Okay. There's something.
No. Cloud, I understand the concept of the hardware. What I'm asking you is, how does it play out? So, for example, am I going to be broadcasting my thoughts to you? Receiving your thoughts? Is there a go stop button? And if so, why? This is a question you've never answered. I keep asking of you. Why would I choose to do that? Yes, Cloud, I'm trying to define it. You're saying that people are going to have brain chips. Everyone's going to have brain chips put into their brains, and people are going to stop talking and using language. I'm asking you a very basic question. Why? How is that more efficient or better? I can't have multiple consciousnesses in my own concurrently. I can only pay attention to one thing. That's fundamental to the nature of observation and attention. It's not something that can be changed. And you can get artificial observers.
Does Cloud go to like a fashion shoot, or is his icons like
I think it's Justin Bieber.
airbrushed?
I think that's Justin Bieber.
No, that's not Justin Bieber.
Oh, it's not?
No.
I heard somebody else say that, I guess. I just believed it. I just accepted it without questioning it. What if someone's insane and then they can't hide it because their thoughts are broadcasted? Shit, yes. But the thing is, that's the question. All these questions are very relevant. If you do have the potential to send your thoughts to other people, then would it be like a telephone? They'd have to answer the phone and then receive the thoughts? Will they process the thoughts differently than they'd process heard language? No, that's not why it's a bad idea. It is a bad idea, but that's not why. And why matters more than if. Ay, ay, ay. Serial experiment lane? What's serial experiment lane predicted social media? Social media is easy to predict. In retrospect, it's easier to retroactively predict. I mean, it's perfectly reasonable theory to have that we live in a simulation or something. It's as much of an explanation as anything else. I understand that we can imagine things. I'm pointing out the cloud's not imagining anything. That's the problem. He's using words that don't reference an actual imagination thing. All right, I think we're gonna split. Well, right, you don't imagine anything because when I'm asking you, okay, well, what does this thing you're imagining look like? You accuse me of trying to define it. So, but if you see the whole picture, then you can surely answer some basic questions. For example, will it have both receive and transmit functions? And are those voluntarily initiated by the person, or are they involuntary? Are they reactive? How about that basic question? Can you answer that? Since you see the whole picture, you must see that part of the picture too, right? Okay, so we can't do that concurrently, right? Or can we? Now, remember, are we going to have any decision making? So it's like, am I deciding what I'm broadcasting? Is there an outbox or something? Why are we using this weirdly less efficient mechanism that's also physically invasive to do worse something that we already do perfectly well with video conferences and all that other kind of shit? Makes no sense at all. All right, I'm gonna split. I want to go to the McDonald's with Rachel, and she looks like she's kind of crashing out. So we're gonna go. We're gonna have to go soon. Good night, my friends. It's time for me to go and drive us off to food. We'll get McDoubles in our mouths and wash them down with Coke and fries. Doesn't that sound good? That sounds good. Doesn't that sound good? It sounds like eyebrow raisingly good, doesn't it? Goodbye, Waldo Ludowski. Eyebrow raisingly good.
You're so funny, Aaron.
All right, see you later, everybody, alligators.